In this section, you will learn how to gather and transform data using Power Query. Power Query is a feature within Power BI that helps you collect and transform data. We have our data in Excel and multiple sheets with different column headers, and it's a special case that you will see how the data analyst, Googles the solution. You will also see the kind of challenges a data analyst may face in real time and how they approach those problems. Are you excited? Download the Excel file provided in the description to practice along. You will also need to install a desktop version of Power BI from Microsoft Store, which is free. Have fun learning.
So in order to, let's start with importing Excel workbook now. And and I will also, give you idea on how you can automate. Like you don't have to update the Excel. You don't have to refresh the Power BI on a daily basis. We can talk about it at the end of the,
Right.
The end of the session. I just clicked open data now. Before going further, I want to understand that how I can combine the Excel data together. See, if I combine this Excel data together, so what will happen is, so all this Excel files, will add next to each other. But have you noticed there is something really we need to care about? If I add this data, so what will happen is like the April data will be in the top, and below the April data, you will have the May data, right?
Okay. Right.
And below May, you will have the June data. So that's the format we need. But the funny thing is that if you do like that, so all your data, all your April data will still have the date as all your May data will still have the date as April. Because if you're adding below, the headers are still going to be the same, right?
Right.
It's like,
right.
Yeah, it's like just copying this data and putting it here. Like if I put this data here, yes, you will have the May data, but it will still say that your column will still say as 1st of April,
1st
2nd of
April,
April.
yeah.
The same thing goes with June. So that is the
Okay.
easy way to add Excel files together, but that works if all your sheets have the same column names. So I want to do something. I want to think about a different solution, which I honestly don't know. I need to Google it. I need to Google
Right.
a solution which will help me combine the data from, let's say, multiple sheets that has different column names. So let's kind of do a quick Googling together. Combining data from different sheets in Power BI. So I'm just going to type this.
Okay.
Normally what I do is like I open the first result to see how it looks. So this helps me. Okay. Okay. As I understand from this document, you can see that it is talking about, like having same column names. Like in sheet 1 also the column name is same, in sheet 2 also the column name is same. This is not going to help us. So I'm going back to my results. Okay. So let me check this one. Comparing data from multiple worksheets in the same Excel. And let's see what this has for us.
Product.
Okay. I think this is good, right? See, in the first sheet, they have
Right.
January, February, March, and here they have April, May, and June. This is exactly what we need. Here they have months, and we have what we need is days. So which is exactly the same, very similar. So we can go with this solution. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep this on my left screen. I have another screen in my computer. So I'm going to look at the stuff. I will explain you the steps, and I will also send the link to this blog, which I'm going to use to create this Power Query. So you can try it out yourself. So, but right now I'll do it and show you what I'm doing. So, all right. Okay. So basically they're saying like, don't select any data and simply load the data for transformation.
Okay.
So when you right click here and you say transform data, you get that option.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I click transform data, Do you see a new window that opened up right now?
Yes, we see that.
So this is called Power Query Editor. So this is like a data engineering side of Power BI, where you can transform data, clean the data, and it's a data preparation feature in Power BI. So let's say that you have like, let's say you have like a set of employees which are not the part of Athlic that you want to consider, but they are still in Excel file. You want to take out these employees and analyze separately. You can do that. Let's say you have entered by mistake, you have entered something wrong in Excel file, and you want to change that here. You can change it. There could be some reason why you could not change it in Excel file, because that is for display. Some people are watching it, are looking at that, but you want to change in the Power Query, you can change that. So all these things you can do in Power Query. So any questions you have on until now? Importing the data so far?
No.
No, it's clear.
It's clear. Yeah.
Right. So, just to give you a quick idea. So since you have exported this data, so just click, when you just click on the table, you see, we get the same data what you have in Excel. Exactly the same data. Right? And so you click the May, you see the May data, you see the dates, right? These are May dates. You click the attendance key, and we get all of that.
Right.
So for my consideration, for my purpose, I think, so let me, sorry, I forgot I need to read the blog. Okay. Okay, so they have the list of sheets. Okay, so what they are asking us to do now is to kind of create a template. So my idea is, see, here we have the data, correct? Like I'm taking one sheet here. So we have the January data. I don't think this is in the right format, because the column names are not correct. So we need the column names, one step above, one row above. And I also need to see all the dates in one column. So currently you see every date is in one separate column, but I want all of them in one column. So it becomes easier for my, data appending. I want to append all the data. So if it is all in one column, I will have one date column. In that one date column, I will have all the dates, right? That will be rather easier.
Right.
Then, so what I'm trying to say, let me open an Excel file and explain. So let's say, so if I have like,
can you increase the font size?
Yes, sure.
Control scroll.
Is better?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have April 1, 2022. So this is how your April data looks, correct?
Right.
Okay. And then your May data looks something like that. So you have okay. So if I just add them, it won't work. That's the reason why we're doing why we're combining the data in a different way, which is going to look like this. So I will have, instead of having this in each column, I will have one date column, which is going to contain all the dates like this.
Okay, in just one column.
Yeah. Like one column here.
Okay.
Right. And the same goes here. So, and then I will add this data to below this one.
Okay.
So that's the idea. That's what we are going to do.
Okay, so we'll keep all the dates in just one column, April, May, and June.
Yes. All right. So according to the blog, I need to duplicate this query and create a template.
Okay.
Because the idea is, I will not do the transformation in all the pages. Let's say that next month you're going to add a new sheet, right? Which is going to be April. So I cannot make the transformation for that new sheet. So whatever transformation I make now, that should be also applicable for the new sheet. So when you add July, August, September, it should work. That's the purpose. That is the reason why we are creating a template. So we are creating a transformation in a template, and we are saying for all the sheets, apply the same transformation.
Okay.
It's like say that I'm making one change in one particular sheet, and I'm instructing Power BI, please copy it across all the sheets. So it makes your job easier. Whenever there is a new sheet, it copies the same formatting, data transformation, data cleaning, and all the things. Okay. And I think you will agree we don't need this data here because it's for a it's for reference purpose, but we don't need this
for internal purpose. Yeah.
Yes. And so I'm taking that out. And so we need to keep only the this particular data table, and we remove all of them because this is the table, this is the particular column in which we have all the data.
Okay.
So Spinal, tell me until this if it is clear, or I'm happy to explain again.
No, it's clear. It's clear.
Okay.
Pretty much clear. Yeah.
All right, great. So what I'm going to do now. So before this step, since I'm going to use only one particular, let's say one particular sheet, I will select any one sheet. So let's say that I'm selecting April, right?
Okay.
Just because I'm going to apply the transformation in that one sheet, and it's going to be replicated across all the sheets. That's the goal. Okay. And I'm going to expand this sheet.
Okay.
So this is exactly your Excel file. This is your April sheet Excel file. Can you relate to that? So we can do a quick check.
Yes.
Right. So if you go to the April, you see this.
It's the same.
It's exactly the same. Yes. The only difference is that since this is not a table, this is a sheet. It has auto aligned a column 1, column 2. It has auto aligned that. So we can fix that now. That is the only change you will see. Otherwise, it's exactly the same. Okay.
Yes.
So this article, the blog which I'm reading, okay, what they say. Okay, they say that we need to delete this change type step. I will tell you why. Because here, if you see the change type step, we are using the column names for the sheet, right? So if I apply these transformations, if I apply this transformation to the other sheets, it will try to refer to the column names. It will try to find the same column name, which is not in our case because our column names are going to be different. In April sheet, you will have April 1, April 2, April 3. In May sheet, you will have May 1, May 2, May 3. So there should not be any reference to the column names. So that's the reason why the article, in article Chris Webb's BI blog, it's saying to delete this change type step. So that's the reason why I'm deleting it. So, I mean, some of the concepts might be alien to you. Do not worry about it. Just try to understand things at the top level. And I'm pretty sure, once you practice it on your own, you will get it. Because if I'm sitting on the other end, I'm listening to this for the first time, probably I would not understand 100%. But I think, it's just like a osmosis process. You take the information, you go back and you maybe, watch the video again, you get it better. All right. So probably this you will understand very easily. So what I'm going to do, I'm saying, see, this is very intuitive. I'm selecting the table. I'm saying use the first row as it is because I want this as my header, column header. Okay. So I'm selecting here and saying first row as it is. Okay. And I don't want this. I want this gone. This first row is not serving any purpose to me. I want this gone. So I'm going to say, again, remove the top rows. And I'm going to say first row, remove the first row. First row. Okay. Good. And I need to change the column name slightly. So this is not this. I think this should be employee code, correct?
Right. Employee code.
And this should be name.
Names.
So what's happening now? What we are trying to build again, just to reiterate, whatever we are building for the sheet, this transformation will be applied across all the sheets in your Excel sheet, in your Excel file. And you don't have to do this again for May or do this again for June. This will be auto applied. That is what we are trying to do. We have not achieved that yet. We'll hopefully get there. And so, like I said, Pinali, apart from these two columns, everything else is a date, correct? As you could see.
Yes.
Everything else is a date. And so what I will do, I want these dates to be in one particular column, one column. There is an option for that in Power BI. So when you select, like if you look at the options in the top, so what I'm going to do now is a transformation, correct? I'm going to transform a data. I'm going to transform the table. Yes. Under the transform option, I'm going to just glance at what options they have available, and I'm going to select something that kind of suits to me verbally, like verbally what I want to do. So we just discussed about the concept of transpose, which means changing the rows to column. Okay, and which is exactly the same here. It's called unpivot, correct? Which is it's exactly the same word. So what under unpivot columns, we have three options: unpivot columns, unpivot other columns, and pivot only selected columns. So I will select these two columns and say unpivot other columns, which means keep these two columns like how it is and unpivot all the other columns.
Okay.
So bring them to one column. That's unpivoting.
Right.
If I click this, you will see exactly what we need. We have got all these dates under one column.
Okay.
And we have got this as values. For example, this Thanos Thakur on 1st of April is present.
So we'll get the individual data here.
Yeah, it's the same data. So if you go to the previous step, you can see it's the same data. Just the format in which you view is different.
Right.
Initially, you had like you will have only one name and you will have multiple columns on the dates. So now what will happen is you will have the same, you will have multiple names, but you will have one column for the date. It's just a different way of viewing data.
Right.
Okay. So, and then I want to change this to a date. I'm changing this to a date, and this can be value, and I'm going to change this to a text. But you know what? This is currently in the, okay. Oh, I didn't notice that we had this. I thought we only had dates in the sheet. Let me look into the sheet. Okay. Oh, okay. After the dates, you also have this kind of some insights, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Got it. So we don't need this. So what I will do, I can remove this. Okay. So you can simply, how you select in Excel, you can simply open this and, you can simply deselect it. Right?
Yeah.
You can simply deselect it and it will remove it. But what happens if you add a new column, right? So you have to come to this place again and then deselect it again. So we have to think of doing something dynamic. So, the whole purpose of doing this exercise is automation. So you don't have to, think about, what happens if I add a new column? What happens if some user does this and that?
Right.
So I need to think of a dynamic solution now, like automatic solution now. I mean, there could be many solutions, but the one that comes to my mind immediately is that I'll make this as a date field, right? So if I make this as a date field, automatically all these text values will become errors, correct?
Okay, correct.
They are not dates because holidays off cannot be a date. So it says this is an error. So then what I will say, I will right click on this column and then I will say remove the errors.
Okay. Right.
Which means in future, if I'm getting a text value, it will be automatically removed. That's exactly what we want.
Okay.
I mean, right now, I think this solution will work. So if something changes, we can think about it. Okay, so I'm going back to the blog now. So in the blog, it's explained after we do our transformation, we need to do something else. Okay, let me check. Okay, we need to create a parameter now. And parameter, think about something like, so let's say I'm saying every month I need a particular day. So parameter is a way of filtering that particular day, and this can be dynamic. That parameter can change. Today this is April, tomorrow that will be January, and day after tomorrow, the next month it can be completely different. So that's a parameter, right? It's like the way you limit the data, the way you filter the data, and a parameter is a dynamic way of doing that. So I'm gonna go to manage parameters. There is an option, and I select new parameter. And I'm simply following the blog. It says to create something called worksheet and keep the text. And the current value is, so the current value should be the value of the sheet that we selected. So I forgot the value, name of the sheet. So it's April 22, APR 2022.
Okay.
Okay. So just to be clear, Pinali, if you had sheets with same names, it would have been something that we could have done in like 1 minute. Since it has different header names, we are doing all this transformation. It's a good use case, right? This is a genuine use case.
Right.
Okay. All right. And what they say after that is to, okay. See, here we are doing some hard filtering, correct? We are doing some hard filtering, like, oh, filter this April 2022. So this is where we are going to use a parameter now.
Okay.
We're going to use, instead of saying directly filter April 22, select it based on the parameter.
Worksheet.
Which is the worksheet parameter. So now take a step back and just think about all the steps that we have done, right? So what we have done, we have imported this data, right? We have imported the April data. We promoted the headers, and we did the unpivoting. So basically, we did some transformation steps to the data. So now I want this transformation to be applied across all the, all the sheets.
Yeah.
So I need to create this as a function. Let's say that if I'm trying to explain it in a very simple terms, let's say that you add number 5 to a particular sheet, to a particular sheet's data, and you want to add number 5 to all the sheets, right? So you need to create that number 5 as a function. So this function can be replicated across all the entities that you have, all the sheets that you have.
Right.
So what we're going to do now is something nice, something interesting. So you can create this entire query, whatever transformations you have done, as a old function. So this becomes a new function now. So Dhaval, you have a easier way to explain this? You think?
Yeah, basically it's like a template we have created. So it's like a process, number of steps that we are applying on this sheet. We can apply the same thing on a different sheet. So we have kind of encapsulated all the steps into one entity. And when you design it as a function, you can just apply the same function on other sheets as well. So basically you don't have to repeat. It's just a reusability of our code.
Yes, exactly. Reusability of the code. That's the right word. That's the word I was looking for. Okay. So, so we have got the function. So you see basically what we have in the function is exactly the transformations that we did. So if you have to type all this code, I've never done it. So we're lucky that we have to do this click and drop buttons and get this done. Okay. So now I'm going to the original sheet, which we have. This is the original sheet. And like I said, we don't need this attendance key. I'm taking this out.
Yeah.
So what I want to do now is I'm going to check this one. Okay. So they're basically saying add this function as a column, right? Like a new column. So if you go to add column, invoke the custom function. So we have created a custom function. We're going to invoke it. Invoke means like we are going to activate it. Call this get data. and also call this is the function. So you see the function name is get data. So you have it available here. That's exactly what you get. And you press OK. Okay. So we get errors. That's really funny. Okay. Why do we get errors? We have got the April data and we're not getting the, okay. So you see what happened here? It's trying to reference a column. This function is trying to reference a column.
Okay.
The block clearly said, delete all the steps which tries to reference a column, because it should not reference a column. It means that it will try to look for that particular column in the May data. So if it is trying to look for 1st of April in the May data, of course it won't find it. There is no 1st of April in the May data. So I'm going to go to my template and check where I have referenced the column. Okay, you see this step, this particular step, this change type step, it's referencing all these column names. Yeah, this block says in block letters to delete it. I forgot to delete it. That's my bad. So I will delete this step and hopefully it will be good. Let me check. Okay, you see now you get the data.
Yes.
You see, it's all the data is available here. I think we are almost done. So let's expand the data here. So you remember these are the 4 columns that we have: employee code, name, date, and value. So we have the exact 4 columns. I'm just going to expand this and I will delete all the rest. I don't need all of them. Maybe I will keep this item because this will tell me the sheet name, which sheet the data is coming from, just for my reference. So I will delete this, and this. Yeah. So I selected this using control and I selected remove columns. And so this I'll change to sheet name. And this is employee code and text. And this will be just the name. So I would first change the names and rename the types. I will first rename the columns and then change the type together so you don't create multiple steps.
Okay.
And so I'm changing this to date. Changing this to text.
Text.
This is text again. Okay.
Yes.
I think this sheet looks clean. Before loading this to the Power BI where we can create the visualizations, I want to double check if everything is good. So right now I've selected June. Okay, I see only the June data.
Right.
Okay. I want to check something randomly. So let's take in the case of Loki Lal. Okay, Loki Lal, 10th of June.
Present.
Loki Lal is present.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Excel file. Not this one. This is 10th of June. And Loki Lal.
Loki Lal, yeah.
So okay is present. So that data is correct. So likewise, you can do some multiple checks to ensure your data is correct, because you can randomly check the data just to ensure that everything is correct, everything is flowing through right. And so this is one level of checking. Of course, you will also check it again once it goes into the final visualizations and things like that. So what I'm going to do now, so to me the data looks clean, and I'm going to clear the filter and also check once, because I know I applied the transformation only for April. I want to check how the May looks. Now, right now I check June. I will also check how the May looks. Okay, May is also looking fine. Okay, why do we not have 1st of May? Okay, let me check.
Oh, yes. Because I guess the month is.
Okay. So you don't have 1st of May in the sheet itself.
Yes.
Oh, it was Sunday or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good point.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. If it's not in the sheet, it's not there. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, you can add it in the sheet, of course, and then it will reflect here. Okay, it looks good. I like what I see. And See, and before loading the data, see what we are going to do now. I'm going to load the data to the file now, to the Power BI. And I will not load all the data. I will just load only what I need. So I'm going to disable the load for this template. I don't need the template. I've disabled the load. And this one does not look correct, the name. I will change this to something like combined data or something. Or let me call it final data.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let me press load. And so it's going to load the final data here.
Yeah, it's something interesting.
Yeah. So, so right now what we did, we basically have like this cumbersome Excel files, like in 3 different sheets and all those things. And we got it into one usable format, right? Which is this one. You can go to the final data. Okay. You see that sheet name is, this is not necessary. I just kept it for, just for reference purpose. Basically, just need these 4 columns. And, you have it in one particular format. All the dates are here. So now this is very easy for Power BI. So whenever you have dates in multiple columns, try to bring them in one column. Then it becomes very easy for Power BI to, to do the transformation, to do the formulas and all those things. Just imagine if you had it in multiple columns, you need to create like one formula for each day and you have to combine them together. That is humanly not possible. We need to bring all the date values to one column. Whenever you see date values in multiple columns, just remember this, you need to bring them in one column. This is something you can do as a reflex. Okay. Dates in multiple columns will not work. It won't work. You will understand that more when you practice. But just for now, this is the takeaway I think you should think.
I hope you learned how to import and transform data in Excel. There are few takeaways from this session. Googling your solution is one of the most important skills. Whenever you are trying to transform data, think of a dynamic way to do it so it works with new data as well. Take a break to reflect and digest the concepts if you feel overwhelmed. Are you ready to step up to the next level? See you in the next session.